Your brand is arguably one of the most important assets of your business. It gives your organization an identity, makes your business memorable, encourages consumers to buy from you, supports your marketing and advertising, and brings you endless joy. Hi, I'm Shireen Dare, a scientist turned perma makeup artist for the last 18 years, have created several successful businesses, and for the last 10 years, I'm focused on teaching business and PMU skills to artists all around the world. I had to push restart twice with the economy and then the second time with the pandemic. Each time, I only knew better how to start. So if you are an ambitious PMU artist or one in making, I'm here to give you a step-by-step actionable items so you navigate through most common challenges that I've learned through my almost 2 decades of experience. Brand identity refers to a visual, auditory, conceptual elements that distinguish a brand in the minds of consumers. It encompasses the brand's name, logo, design, elements, color palette, typography, messaging, and overall tone of communication. A strong brand identity is not only communicates the brand's values, personality, and unique selling propositions, but also fosters recognition, trust, and loyalty among its target audience. Ultimately, a brand identity is about creating a distinct and memorable identity that resonates with consumers and sets the brand apart from its competition. Picture this, your brand identity is like a bouquet of your most cherished qualities, wrapped in a bow of uniqueness and charm. So let's start by digging deep into your passions and strengths and values. Before you go and start creating a logo, website, and Facebook ads, it's important to ask yourself a few questions. What does your brand stand for? Who do you serve? Who is your target audience? What value do you provide? How do you want your customers or consumers to feel when they interact with your brand? If you can answer these questions clearly and confidently, that's great. If not, it's time to get back to a drawing board. Make sure you can answer these questions with clarity. Because if you feel vague and confused about what you're offering, and then your customers will feel confused too. And confusion does not lead to sales, my friend. Let's take an example of Dior. Dior is a brand that makes you feel something. It evokes emotion. This is what all of the world's most successful brands do, whether a startup or a renowned company, whether it's Nike, Drybar, SoulCycle, a celebrity brand, a smartphone app. Successful brands share one thing in common. They forge an emotion connection with their target market. So, if you are in the business of beauty, what kind of emotion are you trying to invoke in your customers? Is it consistency, great artistry, naturalness, making them feel younger, beautiful, $1 million? What is the emotion that you are creating? And that's where you got to focus first. Focus on what is that you're trying to communicate with your brand, the brand that you've thought in your mind that you're going to be a PMU artist. But what is the emotion that you're making your customers feel? Now let's dive into the heart of your brand, which is your unique voice. And I would like to talk about some brands to just give you an example that how they have come around number of years invoking that brand, and even unthinkably, if you just focus on a brand, it automatically creates that emotion. So if you want your startup brand to stand out in the crowd and marketplace, it's all about that emotion. In order to resonate and ultimately connect, you have to earn a piece of a very valuable real estate in your potential client's heart and mind, be it dependability, be it artistry, be it knowledge. Whatever you feel is your most valuable possession that you can give your customer in the form of emotion, that is what you need to write down and speak that voice. Successful brands invite consumers into the conversation, asking questions, encouraging them to share their stories, highlighting their victories, making them feel like they're important part of the dialogue, which of course they are. But then what that leads to is the unique voice that you're trying to create in the heart of your brand. Your unique voice. You can also take a cue from Disney. Have you seen kids go crazy whenever Disney is up and running on TV? Because Disney has spoken to that generation of kids from ages 1 year old up till even my age. I still love Disney because it invokes an emotion, and they have built their identities around compelling narratives and distinctive personalities. So I would highly suggest is embracing storytelling as a powerful tool of connecting with your audience on a deeper level. Share personal anecdotes, client testimonial, behind the scene glimpses to humanize your brand and foster genuine connections, which then leads to creating a brand visual identity. So, time to get creative, my friend. Your visual identity is the first thing people see when they encounter your brand. So, it's important at this time to make a lasting impression. You should draw inspiration from other brands which have created that visual identity. And this is the time where you really think your logo through because now you have the emotion, the strength, your thought that you've put into what kind of brand you're going to build. And this is the time where your brand has to get really cohesive with all those values and the aesthetics. So then you experiment with different design elements such as typography, color theory, and imagery. Which portion of that expresses you the best? To find that perfect expression of your brand's personal personality and values. So your logo is the face of your brand. So it's crucial to get that right. Take inspiration from other brands like Apple and Coca-Cola, whose logos are instantly recognizable and synonymous with their quality and innovation. Invest time and resources in designing a logo that reflects your brand essence and resonates with your target audience. Once you have your logo, the next step is to create a book. And a brand book is so essential because that does not allow you to deviate from your business marketing for the rest of the time that your business is in practice. So to establish those guidelines, its usage and ensure consistency across all platform, all touch points, it has to have the same fonts, the color, the backdrop, visuals, anything and everything that your brand book has, it has to be very consistent and very cohesive moving forward from that point. So consistency is the key in building a strong brand identity. Look at brands like Disney and Nike, like I'd mentioned before. They maintain a very cohesive visual style across their marketing channels. They develop a brand style that gives people instant look and, oh, that's Disney. Oh, yeah, that's Nike. Of course, this is Apple. Yes, we know that this is going to be Starbucks. So when we have that kind of identity developed, that's called branding, my friend. This is the branding style that we want to achieve as a PMU artist. If they look at my logo, I know this is School of PMU. This is a place where permanent makeup is taught at its best. So you have to develop a branding style that outlines with your color palette, typography, design principles, and adhere to it religiously, whether your website, social media profiles, or marketing material. Ensure that every visual element reflects your brand, unique personality, and aesthetics. Now, after you have done all that, it's time to present and have a very compelling ongoing content. And at this point, consistency is the key again. You have to have a very compelling content. When clients ask me or when students ask me, hey Shireen, what kind of content should I share? Should I before and after pictures? Should I put up a picture of myself and how I'm doing work? My answer to them is usually what type of content or blog or podcast or social media content would you want to see if you were going to a brow artist? The short answer is anything as long as it's inspiring, entertaining, educational, and all of the above. So you want to write down, hey, my content's going to be inspiring, my content's going to be entertaining, I'm going to be funny, I'm going to be educational, I'm going to have techniques out there. I'm going to do behind the scenes. Maybe I'm going to show my dog. Maybe I'm going to have it a day in the life of a business owner. And that's how I'm going to keep my customers engaged. So sharing that content will spark emotion. Remember, we talked about emotion. This is the time where your brand is emotionally connecting with your customers because emotion is what inspires potential customers to take action, whether it's subscribing, sharing, purchasing, recommending, anything. If there's emotion, positive emotion obviously. If there is emotion, there is a connection, and that connection leads to a sale or transaction. And this is where we're aiming. This is where we're going. So I would like you to take inspirations from Starbucks. As soon as it's Christmas season, their cups change because they are connecting with that emotion of Christmas. As soon as there is Thanksgiving or even Halloween, if you notice, their decoration, their cups are changed. They have pumpkin latte. All of a sudden, they're connecting with that emotion. And this is what they engage their audience with and give captivating psychological connection that they have with their consumers. And it's a very immersive experience. So experiment with different content formats such as tutorials, behind the scene footages, client testimonials to keep your target audience engaged and entertained. Next, my friend, is your online presence, and that is your digital storefront. I cannot emphasize enough. Your website is your digital storefront and it has to express your brand completely and fully. It has to spark emotion. It has to have aesthetics. It has to be beautiful, if not greatly beautiful and not just based on beauty, but something that connects emotion to a customer. So it's important to make good impression. Learn from brands, learn from other brands like Apple and Nike and all the others that I've mentioned above, that you have to leverage your social media and connect with your audience and build that brand loyalty. Invest in high quality images and photography and video production and showcase your work in the best possible light. Aim for consistency. Do not forget, aim for consistency in all aspects of your startup's branding. Inconsistency leads to confusion in a consumer's mind. As I mentioned earlier, and I really cannot stress enough, a confused mind will never buy. So, your consistency in your branding, in your social media, with your logo, aesthetics, typography, style, characteristics, everything needs to stay consistent. And for that reason, even if your tone is a certain way of writing, that tone has to stay consistent. Is your bio consistent across your social media? That's another one that I've seen. I have seen bios written in different formats and different ways and different styles, and some are professionally written, some are just expressed nonchalant way. So your bio has to stay consistent across your social media channels. When someone visits your website or steps into your shop or office for a face-to-face meeting, they will be provided with the same type of experience and feel the same type of emotions. And these are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Will they be provided with the same type of experience and same emotion? So, all of this leads to building community, client relationship. Building strong relationship with your clients is so essential for long-term success. Your one client is going to talk about your work to minimum 4 or 5 people, if not 10, 15. If they're in a customer service business, they're going to meet people all day long. So you have to, at this point, build relationship. Your client should know your name, should know your style, should know, connect with that emotion, should understand you as a person. In that brief moment that they're with you, they should know the best qualities that you have to present about your business and yourself. Again, your business is you and you are the business. So if you have to express whatever you are as an individual in your business is going to speak volume. Connect on those levels, inspire yourself from other brands that prioritize customer satisfaction and loyalty. Personalize your interaction, show appreciation to your clients, and go above and beyond to exceed their expectation. So, by delivering exceptional service and building trust and speaking based on emotion, you'll turn your clients into loyal advocates. And this is, my dear friend, your brand. So, to dive deeper into the world of brand identity with the additional sources and books, I'm going to leave some links down there, and I will highly encourage you guys to read some books and go over some brand strategies, develop your unique voice, understand yourself in your business, and connect with emotion, build a community, create consistency, be cohesive, and build trust and relationships with your customers. Learn from the industry experts and thought out leaders who have mastered the art of branding and storytelling. Take inspirations from success stories and case studies and apply principles and techniques to your own brand journey. The possibilities are endless, my friend. So keep exploring and experimenting and evolving. And you know what? It's time for me to go, but I am going to be back soon with a brand new episode on the PMU podcast. But remember, your brand is a reflection of your soul, so don't be afraid to let your light shine bright. Join me next time for more adventures, more discoveries, and more moments of pure enchantment. Until then, my friend, stay fierce, keep slaying, my darlings. Mwah.